Hello everyone, it's Mark. Have you eaten? Alright, so we're gonna do the siege again, mirror fair real fast. We got one Dwellian fragment last time, which is really good. I do want to keep farming those. Just so I can get like the perfect weapon. I think I've said it countless times, but yeah, that's the real goal. I'm still gonna farm the Meta-Camp King. I think that's a good boss to put into my rotations essentially. But yeah, that's for purity. I'm trying to think what other weapons I want. I think like Silly Staff is a good mage weapon, so that's probably gonna be up there too. I think you also get them from the sieges, so like I'm already hitting like 3 birds with 1 stone, 3 or 4 birds. Is there anything else? I don't know any good bows, and I don't really like using bows in this game, so that one's probably like I have no real opinions. I'll probably just use our default bow until you know it's ranked or right level 30, and then we'll go from there. As for the maces, those are pretty much. I mean, I don't really actually like using them. They're cool and all, but I'd rather just use the great swords. Daggers, I'm honestly a fan of the dual daggers. So like, I'm not into the Royal Tines. There's a few more. Why did this thing go back up? What? Hello? That was so weird. Anyways, Royal Tines, Rip 2, those kind of things. There's no 3-star version of them, so I'm not inclined to actually farm them or try to find them. Not that I can actually find them, but it's like... Yeah, those are not, I gotta be very careful. Yeah, those are not as easily... I don't know if I could say easier, because you could just randomly get it, but you can't actually target farm them. At least not like reliably. Am I missing any weapon type? I got magic, bow. Pole arms. Gathanan's probably good. I don't remember how you actually get that one, so I gotta look into how you get Gathanan. I gotta be careful once again. I'm using missiles. Oh, is that a weapon? Ilverite. We're gonna scrap. I want like a trident spear. Like, kind of hard to explain. Not exactly a trident, but there is a set. There's a spear that the Chinese use that looks kind of like a trident. If you guys know who Yilong San or Erlang Shan is, then he used one. I always thought that spear is really cool. And then Lu Bu's halberd is always, you know, the G. That's also a really cool weapon too. So if there's anything that comes that looks like that, I might, you know, this is more of a European mythology inspired Celtic. I think I'd take this Celtic. Put my thing back. The key drops. But he usually drops 2. So I'm just gonna wait for him to... Alright, whatever, it's fine. Oh shoot. The Scrivener, no. Where'd he go? 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 He's up there. Alright, I gotta make the shot. We get him? Oh, we got him, but he's not down. No, come back here. It's over. I so forgot about the objective. No, my S rank. It's fine. Whatever. I'll still continue because, as last time proved, even getting a B rank is still pretty good. You can still get Dwellians and Lamprites and stuff, so I'm not too bitter about it, but... Alright, we're probably just gonna... I do that. And then this. Ah. Okay, I wasted one room, essentially. There's 3 archers up here, which is amazing. And they're dropping everything like flies. Okay, you don't necessarily. Oh, he didn't die. It's actually the craziest part. Oh, I did not dodge last hit. That's fine. I kind of want to trigger a blue smite so I can get the dual Duello again. That's a red one. It's fine. Don't really need it. I wonder if the room will one-shot even without dual Duello. Because usually I've been stacking everything. It might be overkill because they actually start off with very low HP. So yeah, you do need it. Oh, I have no room now, so this should be fun. Usually you can stuff them though, so it's actually not too bad. I like this. And yeah, I'm here. And we can do that. Yep. Not too bad. Yeah, the fact that their bosses don't have invulnerability phases is actually really nice. I think it artificially... I don't like invulnerability phases in bosses in any game because it just feels like a artificial way to extend the fight instead of actually having a challenging... I didn't get anything off this fight. It's a bug, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe there is a chance to just get nothing. If that is the case, is this Esperdarte? Why do I have Esperdarte here? I'm not in battle. Oh, wait, what? I mean, everything worked out because I got I got them, but I don't know why this is equipped. I think this is also another bug. No, this is Dwellian. Sure. It's just using Esperdarte's model. Let me re-equip it. If I can find it. Right here. Yeah, that's strange. Well, we need to switch to Erg anyway, so fine for now. Yeah, like Emotive Phases is Warframe has the same issues. I think they're trying a little too hard to make it like Warframe, which I do actually like that they are. I mean, it makes sense, right? You're a game developer, you're gonna reuse your ideas and stuff, but I think they're going a little too hard. It needs to kind of have its own identity in some, you know, because if you're just gonna remake everything from Warframe, why not just play Warframe, right? The point I'm trying to make is invulnerability phases are artificially lengthening fights, and it's not... I don't think they're a good way to do it. I just, you know, make the boss fight itself more fun. And then I also have the biggest problem with the game too right now is, I think I said it last time, but it's one shot or be one shot. So that's why the invulnerability phase exists, because it's Warframe had the same issue where your damage the power creep was too high, that bosses were just, you know, they're getting destroyed. So the bosses had the devs had to put invulnerability phases so that, you know, at least there's a somewhat of a decent chance for a fight. Let me use this room. I'm just gonna use everything. So that's the problem, right? Again, I do think these bosses should actually be a little bit tankier. I'm not, you know, they die a little too fast, and I think the game could stand to have bosses that are actually by themselves. You know, they're this force of, you know, the Medicanth King. Like he should be a boss that you just fight by himself. He should not have any summons. I mean, okay, maybe the Medicanth King is not a good example, but they can make a boss that's like this towering warrior or something. You just, you know, you're just fighting him and him alone, and it's all about your own skills or his, you know, to defeat him. And you know, he's super tanky, no summons. You know, you can actually, you know, parry and stuff. You know what I mean? Like that kind of dynamic. I mean, it's taking a little cues from Dark Souls and stuff like that, but you know, I think those are really fun. Oh, this is a scroll one. I'm not too worried. Ah, I missed. Usually takes the big guy a little bit to get over there, so I'm not gonna... where's my... There we go. Alright, so let's wait for the... Oh, he's up there. Never mind. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, well, because the other thing too is that especially in higher levels, the mobs that, like the regular enemies, they do too much damage, right? So if you're, you know, fighting the spider and the spider has got, you know, four of the big spiders, and you know they each do like 10-15% of HP, you can only take so many hits before you just straight up die. And without having summons, and the bosses, you can put more damage on the bosses without it feeling unfair. You know, because if a really hard boss swings and does like 25% of your HP, you're not actually too upset. I mean, maybe, you know, people are gonna be salty here regardless, but you know, you're not actually like, I think, you know, that's very fair, right? But if you're getting hit for the boss for 20% of your 25% of your HP, he has 4 guys that's doing 10%. You know, you're losing 80% of your HP in like one instance, you know, and this game has, you can take down or you're knocked down, which I think is a terrible design, because, you know, you get surrounded, you make one mistake, you get staggered, you're on the ground, and then suddenly there's 4 guys just doing a billion damage to you, and you just end up dying. Like that's not very fun. Concentrating on its fight. Yeah, my point being is, you know, if you have a solo boss, he does 25% HP. You know, okay, that's fair. I messed up. I didn't dodge properly. I didn't parry properly. Whatever, right? He does 25% HP. You know, you have time to recover. You don't have to worry about a bunch of other guys also doing damage. You have breathing room, and you know, those are fun fights. And then obviously, I don't know why I still got. Oh no, because I was confusing with the other one. Amber Lamprite. Nice. That's a good drop. But yeah, no, like, you know, they should still have bosses that have something. Like the Spider Boss, perfect example. Like, you know, she should have the Spider Legs. That makes a lot of sense as a brood mother. Now you can have that niche. It's just, you know, nerf the summons damage. And then like make damage in general a lot less bad if you're gonna do stuff like that. So then when you do add them all up, it's what was I doing here? Oh, I was gonna TP. Let's just grab our stuff actually right now. our crafts. Stolton, Ursford, Blitzen.
Girl, thick as slack.
Stolton. It's not this one.
It sings.
It's either this one or this one. I think it's this one. Not bad. Not great either. Witchin cannot be this one. Unless I got really unlucky. It's this one. It's whatever. This is the god roll I got last time, so I don't think it's this one. It's probably this one here. Which actually... Oh, wait a minute. This has potential. This one is like random assortment and stuff. Like I want arcane alacrity, magic heavy attack charge more quickly for this one, because you can make a really good heavy attack build with this. Yeah, this has potential. Like you could roll this. Like I would upgrade this and roll it. Maybe it's this one. No, it's definitely not this one. I remember that one. It's not that one. Yeah, that one is actually quite nice because you can actually, they synergize quite well. Okay, let's move on to the other sieges. Or we can fight the Medican King first. Let's do that.
Ancient roots from which you've grown, voicing seed, take us home.
I mean, it's kind of weird though, because you know, if you want to make the overworld challenging too, you know, if you're playing Koga and you're trying to fight camps of like enemies, they do actually kind of need to hurt a bit in order to make it dangerous. Like if you're fighting 6 guys and they're doing like, you know, 1%, 2%. Actually, no. You know what? I still stand by it. I think damage needs to be nerfed across the board, or make HP. You know, somehow make the player more tanky. And then make enemies tankier too. Maybe not the regular enemies. I think if you make regular enemies too tanky, it runs the risk of having the game become too bullet spongy. And those are like the absolute worst games to play in my opinion. I think a good example is like the Division, at least the first one. I haven't played the second one all too much, so I'm not sure. But the first Division, like once you get to that late stages, you know, you're shooting like 5 or 6 mags into an enemy, and like there's a regular mob, and they just won't die. It's just ridiculous. No, sir. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There may be a lot of people who actually like the one-shot or being one-shot gameplay style. I don't know who would be, but I'm sure they exist. I'd be like, oh, I don't like how I feel so weak. You know, I'm doing all this stacking damage, and you know, I only burst him for 20% of his HP, which, you know, in a lot of games, actually, that's actually really good. Got a boss, 20% of the HP in one hit. Very easy fight. Impurity for me? No, just the mushroom. That's fine. Alright, we continue. I could technically run here. I'm just gonna TP, it's fine. I think another big problem that people may underestimate in the future is how much things you can stack on a weapon. You know, you have all these tempers, right? And honestly, I actually do think they keep the power level kind of controlled in that sense, because, you know, it's... I mean, I'm sure there's probably some crack combination of stuff that just immediately breaks the game, but like, you know, the attack speed one, it's very good. You know, it's makes the game feel smoother, stuff like that. Like, there's extra damage. It doesn't feel like you get so much damage that's like, oh, if I don't have this temper, then, you know, my build's ruined. But the other thing that's kind of a little scary is how much effects you can stack on one weapon. I think when you make the game too bloated, then it runs the risk of, you know, it's arms race, right? It's like, hey, you know, we can give all these players all these cool stuff because, you know, they want to do more damage, right? But then if you give them too much power at once, then suddenly you have to make the bosses tankier. And then when the bosses get tankier and they're still doing the same amount of damage, you know, it's like, oh shoot, I have to have, you know, these perfect builds, otherwise I just can't clear anything at least reasonably. That's the way I see it. Oh, there's a kill. Gotta take care of him. Yeah, it's fine. But yeah. So I'm actually a little bit worried about the temp system. I do kind of like it because it does make your weapon feel like your weapon. I just wish it was less damage numbers and more, how do I say it? Less like, oh, here's some extra damage for whatever, right? And more like, you know, your weapon now does fire damage or whatever. Maybe fire damage is a little insane in this case, but you get my point. It's like, you know, this does, you know, it changes the effects of your weapon. And then, like, you can have fire resistance and it's like, okay, so my weapon might not be as good on this boss, but, you know, on another boss, they have a fire vulnerability. Stuff like that, yeah. Because if you do damage numbers, it's just, oh, do I have these? If not, then I put the trash. But then if you give certain, oh, gold lamp, yes, it's a good drops. Where's my transition? There might be an enemy. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna fight. I mean, we could just walk too. Oh, that's good. Always gotta make sure I like pin the front of the fort instead of the fort itself, so I can kind of actually more accurately walk towards it. Oh shoot! I almost took so much damage there. Yeah, the point I'm trying to make is, I don't think tempers. I think the power balance of it right now is actually fine, but I don't like the tempers themselves because it's just, I mean, to be fair, like some of them are actually kind of interesting. It's like heavy attack charges faster, which is cool, right? Sometimes people like heavy attack, some people don't. So it's like, depends on your playstyle. This might be a really good temper or it might be a really bad one. Not I shouldn't say really bad, but like, it's, you know, not as nice, right? Some people like attack spamming, so that attack speed might be more useful. So I do kind of like that one, but it's like increased damage on sprinting attack. It's like, you know, unless they somehow make a sprinting attack, you know, playstyle, it's not gonna be. It's like, you know, I don't want this, or I do want this. I don't know what other effects they could add to make it more like trade-offs, but those are, you know, usually when there's a trade-off, or if your thing has a weakness or something like that, then those are generally like, I think, good design choices in my opinion, because then it kind of like what the problem with the system is that it's also RNG too. So it's like, well, I really want a fire sword, but then it's like, I just haven't rolled it. There's no choice being made because the game is making the choice for you. But yeah, like, you know, the ideal system is like, here's a bunch of effects. You can kind of choose between them, and whether or not it's cool or not is depending on your playstyle or what you need in that situation. It's just huge impact. Alright, we're almost done with this fortress. Ooh, hello. So, ooh, what is that effect? I'm actually kind of curious. I should really look up these effects. I don't know why I buffed myself yet. Okay. Ah. Run away, Scrivener. Where is he? I could probably just camp this, yeah. We'll fight this guy for now. Alright, then we'll camp here for the Scrivener. He's gonna TP out, that's fine. I'm just gonna stay here though. Assuming the thing is not bugged. Oh, there he is. It's not bugged. There we go. I hope you had a good flight. Enjoy your stay. Where is my... Oh, there he is. Oh, everything's being handed to me on the 7-5 today. That's very nice. Things over there. Ah, couldn't dodge. Is there any other complaints I have? I shouldn't say complaints, just like criticisms. I think the game is actually still fine overall. Despite me not really liking the RNG aspect and tempers. The core value of the game is still kind of intact. It's after playing with the tempers, done. After playing with the tempers a bit, I do kind of conclude the fact that it's not as game breaking. Obviously, you still want the best ones, right? It's still a hunt, right? Just for efficiency's sake, but overall, the power balance of it is still somewhat fine. I mean, it's not like the bosses weren't already getting one shot, right? Like, you know, you had Tether back then. I still think you might be able to do some one shot Tether and stuff, but yeah, duellos still go left, right. Oh, look at these drops, magnificent. No, you had those back then, so it's not like you know, we're just now introducing broken one shot mechanics, because that would be very terrible. Is there anything to craft? Yeah, Clivers. I mean, it's too weak though. Like, I want to use this, but it's too weak, in my opinion. At least comparatively. You can still clear with it, and, you know, it'll do fine and stuff like that. But I do kind of see it like as a troll kind of. It's not a troll in the sense that it's a bad weapon. It's just troll that if you have access to better weapons, it's like, why use this, right? But yeah, I think the game is overall still fine. I just hope they address the RMG stuff later. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys eat good food, stay fed, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.